Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me. I'm back with part 2 of my project that I shared with you in my part 1 video for this really cute mini Slimline daily journal that I had put together. And part 1 was the flip through for the journal. I also had a new kit, so you could also make this journal if you wanted to use the kit that I had put together. And that will be listed in my Etsy shop after this video. And I only had 3 of those kits, and I'll just quickly show you just quickly again the kit. And I did forget to include the little mini envelope in the kit as well, and there is also a piece of a length of some crochet trim as well. That's also going to be included in the kit, which I had forgot to share with you. So these 2 little pieces will also be in the kit. There is a pack of embellishments and another envelope, paper envelope in the back here as well. There's a pocket with some more goodies inside. If you want to have a look at a more detailed look of the kit, that's also in the part 1 video. And I will put the link to that video down below if you want to have a look and see what's in the kit. And there is also the some paper pack, as well as the journal cover and the pages that are included in the journal as well. That's part of the kit. So everything to make this kit is everything to make for this journal is in this kit, except for a few other pieces that are not included. So I want to do the tutorial and show you how easily it is that you can make one of these. And if you're a beginner to journaling, this would be a great way to get you started on how to just create a base to create a journal. So this is a slimline size, but you can make it in any size you like if you want to follow this basic tutorial that I'm using. Or if you just want to make a quick journal and you just want to make something really quick with what you have, this is also a great way to put one together. So it's really simple. So I'll just quickly open this up and just quickly show you inside, so you know what we're doing with the tutorial. So the paper cover that I'm using is a 6x6 paper. So it does measure 3 inches by 6 inches. So again, it's very small, but still enough to do some journaling or some quotes. And this is inside the journal. There is a pocket here inside where you can add some of your bits and pieces in there if you needed to add them to create collages for your pages. And then there's another page here which flips out to a double page both ways. I've added some baking paper that I also tea dyed, and a little tab here just to decorate the edge of the baking paper. And this is the middle part. I've got some ruffle trim, added a dangle. This is the next page, and then this is another pocket inside. This is another double page, so there's more room to do some journaling, with a pocket at the back with a spot where you can add some goodies on the side here and on the top. And there is also another little note folded tri-fold note card that I added in here that was also tea dyed. So you have again some more space for journaling. And then in the front here is a little pocket again if you want to add another little note. So I want to show you this basic journal. I also I just wanted to quickly also mention, I have also listed in my shop some fabric snippets that I have had some extra pieces of lace and trim. So I just cut them out so that these can be used for collaging or embellishment clusters. You could use these for page tabs. And so I've got a whole bunch of these all ready for you to use. And some of them I've also zigzag cut with my zigzag scissors. So you may get a few of these, and you get a random 22 pieces of crochet, a mix of crochet trim, lace, fabric, and then it'll be wrapped up in one of these hand-torn cotton fabric as well. So that's what I have listed in my shop. Okay, so let's get started with the journal. Now you just did a few pieces. Just use what you have in your craft supplies. If you don't have any tea dye stained paper, you can use scrapbook paper, you can use photocopying paper, any papers that you prefer, magazines, music note, book pages, anything. And I'll show you the measurement to create the journal. So firstly, get yourself a cover. This is a double-sided printed cardstock, scrapbook paper that I'm using. It's 165 GSM. It's a Kaisercraft paper. And I just cut it to 6 by 6 inches, and then I fold that in half, and that's going to be my cover. I also distress the edges with my scissors just to give it a more textured look to the edge. And so all I've done was just use my scissors, and just along the edge, I just sort of gently sort of scrape the edge down like this. And you can keep going to however distressed you want your edges to be. So it just gives you this white torn look. And then you can then add your ink to distress the edges as well. So that's all I've done with the cover. So you've got that. So I also have here a piece of tea dye stained paper, and the size of the paper you want. This is an A4 size paper that we have in Australia. It's just your standard printing photocopying paper. The other size you could use would be an 8 1/4 inch by 11.5 inches in height. So if you have a paper that size, that would be perfect to create this for the pages. And I've also got some baking paper. You can use vellum, you can use anything you like. So you only need 4 pieces of papers of your choice. So you will need an A4 size paper. You'll need another piece of textured paper, rice paper, tracing paper, and you'll want this piece to cut at 6 inches by 6 inches. And then you want to also grab 2 more pieces of paper. I've got a musical page here, which I purchased, or I found these in a op shop here in my local area. And a book page. If you have some book pages, you'll need one of those. Actually, no, you only need one. Sorry, you only need one of these. Sorry, that's all you need. But I'm going to use the music sheet for this one. And then you want that paper to be cut at half the size of this photocopying paper. So I'm just going to fold this now because we're going to need to tear it. So you want that piece to be about the same size as your half of your A4 paper. So that's what you're going to need. You just need those 3 pieces. You also want another piece of cardstock if you want. Any paper again of your choice, and you want that to be cut at 3 inches by 4 inches. And this piece here is this one here in the middle. This piece here that I have. So if you do have some thicker cardstock, that would be more preferable, because this is what I use to reinforce the pages. So it just helps keep the pages together, and it doesn't weaken the pages when I flip them over. And then you just want that folded in half. So these are all the papers you need. You just need an A4 paper, another paper of half the size of your A4 paper, and that is going to be the part for the pocket here. So I did have a book page for this one, but I'm going to use a music sheet for this one. And then just another piece of textured paper, or again, just any paper you want, and that's at 6 inches by 6 inches. And 3 inch by 4 inch cardstock folded in half. And if you want, you can also grab a couple more pieces of paper. This is a digital print that I'd already distressed. And you also want to cut 2 of these about the same, about 3 inches by about 4 inches high, or a little bit wider, it's fine. It's going to be this part here to create the closure for your pockets. So you can see I've got one here and one here. And so you want 2 of those. And that's pretty much all there is to creating the journal. All right, so let's get going and let's put the pages together. So we're going to first start with the page for your journaling. And that's this piece here that we've folded in half, and then I'm just going to tear it because it gives me more of that junk journal. So I've torn that in half. So now you'll have two pieces. We're going to grab one for now, and we are going to line it this way. We're going to bring the two over. With this right side, you want to fold that in, and then this one you want to fold over the top, and you want to just give it a 3 even fold as best you can. It doesn't have to be too precise. Just try and get 3 even folds. So like that. You see mine didn't fold well on one side. Just bring that in. Okay, so you have one piece already folded like that. We'll grab the next piece, and we're going to do the same, but we are going to fold the left side in this time. We're going to fold that in, bring this side over to again make 3 even panels or 3 even folds. So now we have these two. So you got one here with the fold on the right. You have this one here with the fold on the left. And then what we're going to do, we're going to bring this one where this fold line is, and we're going to place that on the top of the other one along that same fold line. So when you close it up, you're going to have one piece like that. You'll have this piece opening up like that. That one will go over, and then this one will be the double fold on that side. Okay, so that is how you want it. So that just goes there. Put that to the side for 1 second. Now we'll grab the next piece of paper that you had cut in half the size of your A4 paper, and we are going to make the pocket part. And all we do here, we're going to fold along the longer end, about 1/4 of an inch in. Again, you don't have to be too precise with this. And then we're going to bring this and fold this over on the top. We're going to apply some glue to the little flap that we had just folded. Just close that up. And at this point, you can start distressing the edges if you like. I won't distress this one for the video. And then you're going to have 2 openings on both sides. We are going to fold this in half. So now you have 2 openings with a fold. Bring this back. Let's lift this one up. We're going to place this on the inside and then place this one back on the top. And that will now give us a page. We've got this pocket here. We have this page. And then we have another pocket and a double page. Now you can see my one is a little bit long here. I'm actually going to trim that off because I don't want that sticking out. I want it a little bit shorter. So I'm just going to tear it. I want it a little bit lower than the edge of the book. So you can play around with your pocket. If you're happy with it, you can leave it. Because I did make it a little bit larger for you in the kit, just so you have a choice of how you want to make your pockets. So I'm just going to place that back in there. It doesn't matter if it's upside down or not. That's the great thing about junk journaling. Now we've got the baking paper. Again, whatever paper you want. And that was at 6 by 6. I'm just going to simply fold that in half. Bring back my pages. And then that is the middle part. I'm going to place this on the top. So that'll be my next page. And again, it's a little too wide in the front, on the side. I'm just going to also tear that as well. but I might keep the height. I don't mind having them peeking out at the top. So I'll leave that. So I'm happy with that. And then you're going to have that little piece of cardstock, 3 inches by 4 inches that you fold in half. That will get placed in the middle here like that. You can just decide which way you want it. So I might have mine this way. And that completes the pages for your journal. And then I'll have the cover, which is over here. Oops. And that's going to get placed inside the cover like that. So let's just have a look here. So we have the cover. You have your first page. Then you have your pocket. You have your double page, which will be this one. You have the baking paper. That's that. And then you have the cardstock piece in the middle, and then it just repeats going back. There's your pocket. And there's your double page. This is the double page. And we have the back page, which will have a pocket, which I have here already, which I'll add that on once we put the book together. So now we can easily assemble the book now, and your journal is pretty much ready for you to decorate and do what you like. And in the kit, I did add extra papers. I added 2 more extra, I think 4 pieces, sorry, of tea dye stamped paper in case you wanted to add more pages to your journal. So all you do is just fold it whichever way you like, and then just placing your piece in there, so that way you'll have more pages. So you can keep adding more pages if it's not enough for you, but this is just a basic and a basic simple journal, just so I could show you how to put it together. Okay, so I'm happy with all that. I'm just going to grab a couple of large paper clips, which I forgot to bring out. Okay. So I'm gonna place one there, place another one on the bottom. That will just hold everything together while I just do a little bit of sewing, making sure that's right. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I've got my piecing tool. I'm going to use my crochet string. Actually, what we'll do first, we're going to staple it. You don't have to staple it, but I did staple my one here, and this was the reason why I added the lace around the spine to hide the staples. That's just makes the your journal a little bit stronger. And you can use your standard stapler for this size because it's only a 3-inch wide journal. So I'm just going to staple that, and one on the bottom here. And the staples will get covered anyway, so you're not going to see how I'm seeing this. Okay, so now making sure you remember where your front cover is. Okay, so now that's done, I can take these out now because it's already been stapled together. I'm going to grab the crochet string. I'm just going to cut a good length. I might just wrap it around the book. That way I know how much to cut out. 2 and 3. I think that should be enough. Okay. And what I'll do now is I'm just going to pierce 2 holes just somewhere sort of in the middle. I'll put one there. And one just above the stapler. All right. So I'm just going to thread, do a simple binding for the journal, so that way we can create this little piece here that you can dangle some beads if you want to, or some charms. So we need to use this part, so then we can create the closure with the fabric. So all I'm going to do, I think I've cut one a little too long, because I'm just going to go from the inside out and then go on the outside, back in at the bottom, go in again one more time, and then go on the outside, back in. If I can get that. So I just done that twice, which is plenty. So that's enough of the binding. You can go one more time if you like. Oops, wrong way. And all I'm going to do now, I'm just going to get an even amount. And now I'm just going to do a double knot. And then do a little bow. I mean, you don't have to do a bow. You can just leave it with a double knot. This part is up to you how you want to finish this piece off. And then I'm just going to leave a long enough tail so that I could have a few little dangle pieces at the bottom there. So that's part all done. So then what I'm going to do next, I am going to add, although I did add the trim first, which I should have done. I should have added the trim first before I did the sewing for the, to cover the staples. So if you want to cover the staples, you don't want it shown, and just for a safety, just a sort of a safety thing, probably best to add the lace first and then thread your string, which I should have done, but I won't do it now. I'll undo this outside of this video and redo it again, and then I'm going to add this trim and then I'll redo it. But that's just that was the step I was supposed to do first. And then all you need to do is grab your preferred trim, and all you do is simply slide it through the part where we made the binding, and it just gets placed through there. And then you just tie a knot. And if you have some dangles or some charms, you can then just thread a ring through the little knot there to hold the little dangle piece, just somewhere in there. And then you can then tie yourself, you've got yourself a closure for your book. So this is how it will look like. This is a shorter length. I'll just grab this piece that was left over. And that is how you keep your book closed. So it's really easy. So that is how you make your base for your journal with the closure. So what I'm going to show you now is how I made this part to make this closure here with the pieces that I've got here. And all I've done here was fold these pieces in half. Fold them both. So that's for one pocket, and that's for the other pocket here. And I'm just going to, all you're going to do is just place it on inside both like that. And you just decide how low you want your pocket, your closure to be, or how high. So I'm just going to place one there, and then we can trim off the bottom. So let me just add some glue just along here. And I generally like to have the fold a little bit above the opening, so there's room for me to get my hands in there if I wanted to get some things out of the pocket. So you can see I did leave a little bit of a room, but because I didn't cut this pocket low enough, I might just go here. Yeah, it's okay there. You just play around with it till you're happy with where you want it. So I'm going to have mine there, and I'm just going to trim off this excess bit here. And then I'll just I'll do the distressing and finish that off later. So that is how I've done this closure. And then I just glued on some fabric to the inside of this part, which you can do if you have some trim. You can just glue that part like that, just to cover the white bit. Or you can stamp it, or whatever you want to do with that. But that creates the little pocket with the closure. And then you just add your clip to the top here to keep it closed. And you can see that already decorates it nicely like that. I also made a little tuck pocket here in the front with just, you can just use some ephemeras, a tag or die cut or your paper clusters, and just place it in the front here to create another tuck spot. So that part's done, and I might just do the other side here since I've got the other piece. So you can see again how I do it. Okay, so I'll just trim this off. Because I'm going to end up keeping this one as well for my journaling. So that's that. So I'll just again distress that bottom part later. So that finishes off that part. And then with this part here, this is a great center part here, because what you can do with this part, you can still again add more papers here if you like. Add another pocket, add another page. For example, I've got this book page. You could, fold this in half, whatever size you want. This is probably a little too big. But let me just fold this in half and I can show you what else you could do. You could add another page here like that, and then you can adhere it. You can adhere a glue there, adhere that like that, and you have yourself a page and another tuck spot. And when you turn it over, you'll have another page here if you want to do some journaling. And you can do that to both sides like that. Again, add 2 tuck spots. You have another page there and another page there. You could also have a piece of paper. You can fold it in half on one side like that. Glue the bottom, and this is a little, you can then glue the sides here, and you can create another pocket like that. And you've got yourself a pocket up here. Again, you can make a closure like this one up here. And you can do journaling on one side, journal on this side. You can have a page on this side. So this is a great little hinge for anything you want. You can even add an envelope. I don't have an envelope here in front of me, but you could, let me just see. Okay, I have this envelope here. You could cut this part of the flap, and then you can then adhere this part to the hinge. Let's just say you've got that little piece, and then you've got yourself a pocket, and then you've got another back piece. So there's a lot of ways you can play around with this part here, just so I can better mention that before I forget. All right, so there is your journal all done, and then all you need to do is add all of your decorations, your stamping, and whatever you like. So I'm just going to also, this part here, this comes with the kit, and that was the part here where I made a little front pocket in the front here. So you could also do that. All I'd done here was you just tear it. I kind of tore it at an angle going down, like that. And then just place it where I think I like to place it. And then with that lace, which should have been done before, that actually... So the lace would have been put on there like that, and then you can place it in the front or on the back. And with the lace, I didn't glue all the way. I only glued just the edge here. I left this bit here a little bit open. So that is for the pocket here in the front if you want to create a little tuck pocket. And then I also added another one, I think in one of these parts, and all you do is just cut off the edge here. That's sort of the excess bit here, trim that off, and then you'll have yourself another tuck pocket up here. We can use these to add pockets to the pages. You can add them to make side tuck pockets like that if you wanted to, and add it on the corner. So this piece again is another fun little piece that you can play around with. And then I also made the pocket that's included in the kit, and it did come with a little tri-fold note pad. And then you can also place your pocket here. You can place it on the page. You could even add it onto here if you like, or on this side, because this has a little tuck pocket here as well for you. So you can do whatever you like with that. And then it also comes with a little cluster that I've made as well. It's a cute little cluster with some cheesecloth and tulle. And that's just another little piece that you could decorate wherever you like on the pocket here. You can use it as a little tab like that if you wanted to make it into a tab, have it sticking out. So these are just some of the fun things that comes with the kit, or if you want to make your own. This is just a simple, basic journal idea for you, especially if you're a beginner or if you have minimal journaling supplies. You can just make one of these quite quickly. So I do hope you enjoyed this tutorial to create a journal with a closure, and I hope I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye for now.